I'm back with another motherfucking video. If you didn't know, now you know.
Bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
Today's video is all about one of my favorite easiest meals. If you've been watching me for a long time, then you know that I used to have a series called Cooking Ain't Hard. Period. And it's a fact, like cooking is really not that hard. So today I was like, let me bring y'all a much needed like reunion-ish video and help y'all achieve, you know what I'm saying, the style. So just stay tuned. Cooking ain't hard. This meal was probably only $5. You'll need some Idaho and potatoes. You'll need a can of corn. You'll need butter. You'll need ground beef. I forgot to mention that you definitely will need gravy. Brown or chicken will do. And pick your seasonings, man.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
Let's get into it. Let's take a look. This is my favorite meal, y'all. I'm super excited. Let's do this. When I cook, I actually prefer listening to music. So I'm just gonna do a voiceover. I know y'all might hate that. Sorry, everybody wants to see me talking, but your girl needs some music. I be in my zone. So y'all gonna watch this motherfucking video and learn how to cook this motherfucking food. You're welcome in advance. Step 1, let's prep this ground beef. So I have Angus beef that is 90% lean, 10% fat. The leaner the better because it doesn't stick to your hand as much. In case you didn't know, I hate for my hands to be dirty. Step 2, the seasoning. I like to use soul food seasoning or seasoning salt would do. Also garlic powder, onion powder.
What the fuck?
Before y'all hoes get to talking, let's address the elephant in the room. I know, ho, I know.
It's okay, honey. Don't worry. I fix it for you. Don't worry.
Lastly, you can't have a meal without no black pepper, baby. Get a little dash of that in there. Step 3, let's knead in that flavor. I just like to punch it with my fist and roll it right on up. Then we'll pull it out of that meat pack and continue to make our tuft. Now, I know y'all watching like, did she really just smell the meat? Yes, I did. Okay? Smelling the meat lets you know exactly where you are with your cooking process. And when I smelled it, I feel like I did need a little bit more flavor. So I did go ahead and add in just another dash of each of those seasonings I listed before. And I will smell it again to make sure it has just the right hint of flavor that I'm looking for. Your nose is definitely one of your greatest senses. Utilize it. It is your best friend in cooking. Step 4, let's form those patties. Now, for forming patties, I've learned over the years it's best to use the least amount of meat because it does rise as it cooks. And also, you do want to pat it out as thin as possible. The reason being, one, you want it to cook evenly and not be hard to cook, but also that they shrink. And if you try to make them too thick and not flatten it out enough, when you cook it, they will be little circles. And that's not the look we're going for this particular meal. Maybe meatballs, but not this meal. So I like them as flat as possible, great sizes, not too bulky, and seasoned to perfection. I'm going to finish the last few and come back when they're done. And for my last one, you see that I rolled it up nice and tight, flattened it out to almost like a sheet. It looks like that pack of meat makes evenly about 5 patties. And I also wanted to point out, as you can see, the leaner the meat, the better. My hands are almost completely clean. I mean, of course, I know I need to wash them because there's residue on there. But if you've ever cooked more fatty meat, it really sticks to your hands. Your hands would be really gritty, and you actually would have to like scrape fat off of your hands. So I really appreciate this being a leaner grade of meat and not having me so dirty. Also, be sure to sanitize your seasoning caps if you had to touch them while you were re-seasoning the food, just for cross-contamination, and make sure that there's no bacteria on your items. When you have an old meat tray, never throw this into your trash can. If you do, your house will stink. Put it inside of a plastic bag that's disposable. Get the air out, tie it closed tight. Make sure there's no holes in that plastic bag, of course. And then I would then throw it into my bin, being sure to take that trash out within at least the next 2 days. A clean house is a good house. Step 5, we're going to set up that cooking area and get ready to cook. Does anyone else get super excited when it's time to eat or time to cook? That's me as fuck. I love to cook a good meal. So what I have is all my pots are prepared for what I'm going to be making. Like I said, we're doing mashed potatoes, hamburgers, and we're going to be making corn and gravy as well. So I have all of them on their highest level just so we can go ahead and jump start that heating process. Step 6, we're going to add some salt to the mashed potatoes water, just so it can boil a little bit faster and add some of that flavor. I do not like the taste of bare salt like on top of fresh mashed potatoes.
And you ain't black.
It has to be cooked into it. I do not like the tartness of salt. Is tartness the word? The saltiness of salt. Dun, da, da, da. It's time to cook the burgers. Alright, now that my pan is warmed up, I'm going to just go ahead and drop my burgers in there. Burgers create their own oil, so you do not have to add anything else to the pan. These particular pans are copper pans. Y'all, if y'all have been watching me for a while, I've been saying I wanted them for the longest. I finally got some. They are so good with making sure your food does not stick to the pan, and they cook so fast. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love these pots. I know that they sell them at Big Lots for like $100, or you could get them from Walmart. That's where I got mine from. And at this very moment, they are on sale, so you guys need to tap in. Love it. And as those bad boys get to cooking, I like to dance and have some fun, sing to the top of my lungs, and enjoy myself. Because they're so thin, it usually only needs about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And as you can see, it's starting to turn brown around the edges, so you'll know when you need to flip it over. Step 8, we're going to make that gravy. So this time I did have to end up using chicken gravy. They did not have the brown gravy I usually use in the store, so this time I had to improvise. I'm using 2 packs of the chicken gravy. You would want to add it to the already warm pan and gradually add in cold water to make the gravy. You can also make this from scratch, but baby, cooking is supposed to be easy, not hard, and I don't got time to be in here slaving away making some homemade gravy when I can make it out of the pack. Okay?
Okay.
95 cents, well spent. Thank you.
And that's on who? Man had a little lamb. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now this was my first time ever using chicken gravy for this particular recipe, but I knew that it was still going to be a hit regardless. You can't go wrong with the gravy, okay? Especially not chicken flavor. But this is a multi-step, like multi-cooking type of recipe, so be sure to keep your eyes on your burgers. It looks like at this point mine are ready to be turned. As you can see, the edges are completely brown. It's almost kind of coming over where the top is being brown. So I just took a spatula, going ahead and flipping those patties right on over so that the next side can get that even distribution of heat. And we will be almost done. Also, your mashed potatoes water should still be boiling, if not already to a boil, because we are nearing the end of this recipe. Absolutely one of my favorites. Now, as simple as the instructions are on the back of the gravy pack, it can easily be messed up as well. If you are not careful to put the water in there slowly and make sure that you are mixing it for no clumps and to actually make that gravy consistency, then yes, honey, then it may be a little clumpy, a little watery, a little runny. So you have to pay attention. Also, I must say about these pots, I'm pleasantly impressed that I was able to use a whisk inside of this pot and it did not scratch it or damage the pot at all. I highly recommend that you guys get this pot set. It is definitely worth the money. It makes cooking a lot more easy. Nothing sticks to it. There's not any burn marks on it. I definitely wouldn't use like a metal fork or a metal spoon to like cook like you would like an aluminum pot. Definitely want to make sure that you're using wooden utensils. So back to checking on my burgers. I like for it to have that scab look like that one has. Like you see they have like the little scabs on it. That's letting me know that it's doing what it needs to do. So I'm just going to flip it over one more time so that the other side can get those scab marks. And I will feel satisfied with my burgers. Water is running. That'll be for the instant Idahoan potatoes. I like to mix my flavors. Burgers right there still cooking. I did reduce the heat, but I want them to be nice and brown. That's how you know they're done. And then my gravy here is still coming too. It's getting thicker. by the minute. And once the burgers are done, we're gonna throw them right in here. You're gonna make sure there's no lumps in here. That's disgusting. We want nice smooth gravy, no lumps. Step number 9, it's time to cook the mashed potatoes. And I do honestly believe these are the easiest potatoes to make. It really doesn't even make any sense. So all you do is boil the water, and once it comes to a boil, take it off of the burner and put in the potatoes. I like to mix 2 flavors. I do the butter and mix that with the baby red Idaho potatoes. I don't know why, it just gives it a little extra kick, and I like to have the potato peel in there. Once you combine those with the water, you will see it kind of starts to look a little milky. Go ahead and start mixing it in. Underneath that film of water is a really, really thick clump of stuff. So you want to make sure that you do mix it thoroughly, and the more water, the better. I have seen times before where it can be very dry if you do exactly what the pack says. So I do like a little bit more than what it requires, but I don't have an exact measurement. You just have to kind of use trial and error. But you do want it to have like a nice milky lunch lady mashed potatoes type of texture. If it's dry, you need to add some more water. Sometimes I would even add milk to correct that. And just like that, those babies are done. Literally 3 steps, guys. That's it.
Wow! The land of make-believe!
Step 10, we're going to put those burgers in the already made gravy. So first, I do want to check for doneness. Always want to make sure that you're not preparing nasty ass food for somebody. You need to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. If you ever invite me somewhere and I notice that the food is not cooked all the way through, I will delete you and not be your friend ever again. Because at that point, I feel like you don't care about me and you're trying to kill me. So make sure that you check the doneness of your meat. Once you do that, go ahead and just throw it right into the gravy. There's really nothing else to do from then on. We're just going to let it sit there and soak up all that heat and that flavor while we put on the corn. For the corn, I keep the ingredients simple. Black pepper, sugar, and butter. Microwave it for 2 minutes. So it's ready. Now it's time to plate it. So first of all, if you didn't know, I am the plastic plate, cup, spoon, fork, knife connoisseur. We're gonna be plating on a plastic plate today. Less dishes.
You smart, you loyal, you're grateful. I appreciate that.
So that's one way to plate it, but I like mine a different way. I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah, I eat it like a child. Oh yeah, it's up in the store.
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
This is how I like to eat it. It look like a whole lot of nothing. So I hope that y'all made it through the whole video. If you did, you're a real one. Now let's do a taste test. Mashed potatoes are 110% immaculate, okay? Like, I have to say that my mashed potatoes are perfect. Well done. My burger, cooked to perfection. Not an ounce of it is pink. Not an ounce. Perfect. My corn, perfectly seasoned. Perfect. All of those separate pieces are delicious. The reveal should be immaculate, right? Let's see. Oh, baby. It's the flavor for me. Definitely the flavor for me. Baby, we're about to have to eat off camera because it's about to get nasty. But I do thank y'all for watching. I hope that you stay tuned and see what other content I'm gonna have pulled out my ass. Yeah, just stay along for the journey. You'll love it here. Bye, y'all.